News everywhere.
I think in the grand scheme of things, it's a relatively minor issue.
Manitoba's by-elections commissioner says the provincial Conservatives broke an election promotion rule last year when inviting reporters to an event with Manitoba Premier Heather Stefanson. Stefanson was part of the announcement by WestJet in March of 2022 when her press secretary invited media outlets to the event. During that press conference, a by-election campaign was underway in Fort White in which Tory MLA Obby Khan eventually prevailed. Commissioner Bill Bowles says the Secretary's actions were a breach on government promotion and advertising during the election period because the Premier's office was using government resources. University of Manitoba political science professor Christopher Adams says he will be watching this issue closely as the October provincial election approaches.
The government is doing an extensive amount of advertising. Of course, it's before the 60-day blackout period, but the fact of this decision being released just prior to the blackout period means that people in the government need to be sensitive.
The decision by Bowles comes on the heels of the province announcing they would not be supporting a landfill search for the remains of two Indigenous women. Winnipeg police believe their remains were dumped in the Prairie Green landfill north of Winnipeg. Premier Stefanson in recent polling has the lowest approval rating among all Canadian premiers. Adams says the PCs have their backs against the wall leading up to the election.
I've never seen so much spending by the government as it has over the past 12 months. So looking at that, the PCs, when they going into the election, the PCs will be looking to defend themselves and to try to be re-elected.
Malcolm Bird from the University of Winnipeg says the decision made by the commissioner raises the important issue of governments using resources for partisan purposes while still keeping the public informed.
On one hand, they have to provide information and keep the public abreast as to what they're up to and what they're doing. But again, at the same time, they need to respect, the importance of the electoral process and their sort of inherent advantage being in power and obviously having considerable resources at their disposal.
Bird says issues like this will not hurt the PCs because Manitoba families are more focused on pressing issues leading into the election.
Looking after their families, crime, and healthcare, the very rudimentary basic things that have a real and immediate impact on people's lives and the lives of their family members and children.
Recent polling shows the PCs and NDP are neck and neck heading into the provincial election with the NDP leading in Winnipeg. In Winnipeg, Alex Carpa, City News.